in a relationship, this is where you should probably do all your morning conversations because it's the best seats in the house. Most beautiful gift you've probably ever seen. Oh my god! Incredible. So I put the flooring in, painted the whole thing, and then my daughter started buying me the little calendar of outhouses every Christmas, so I framed them all. There's some pretty cool ones in one in there.
You could have 3 kids, 1 in waiting then.
Mother-in-law. The posters, a bovril and all that, those are from Subway cars in Thunder Bay. Mm-hmm. I refinished my daughter's hardwood flooring, and underneath it, underneath the rugs and all that, that was kind of like a whatever. Underneath, I had probably 50 of them.
Okay.
Olive oil face powder. Olive oil face powder. It's in one of the rooms. Come into my playhouse castle.
Oh man. Check this out.
Woo! So someone had given me probably about 20 meters of purple velvet at one point, and I didn't know what to do with it. Went to a garage sale. There's 2 more pieces to this set. I had to cut the legs off for it to fit in here, right? And the table matched and everything. I was working on a big mansion in town, and the guy that was redoing the old bathtubs, okay? He says, do you like old furniture? Because my wife bought this bench and the dog chewed it. And I said, yeah. I refinished this whole thing, fixed all the everything, and redid it. This, 2 Murphy beds are behind here. Oh. And this was a picture that was in the local newspaper for kids to color. It was about this big. And I just made her bigger with her owl. This was ash that my dad had milled from a tree that had blown off our property, so I made that. Obviously it doesn't work. This set here I got at a garage sale. There's over 20 pieces of it. I made the cupboard here, but the sink, all the little drawer pulls, the little, bottles, the sconces, everything.
This is incredible.
My grandchildren, out of the car, they're in here.
Yeah.
Close the door.
Sure.
Someone's guarding the door. Nobody can come in while they're here.
So do those beds come down?
Yes, they do.
So
Yep.
the kids can sleep out here?
Yep. Work this up. It's going to be a couch. So you will sit on this part, but there'll be like a round back in here. So in about 3 years, digging, I should have enough for my, and then you snip it. And 14 years old. Because Dad was an alcoholic, send money home to Mom. So when he passed away, I just, it's bullshit, but whatever. From bushwhacker, there is no bushwhackers here. And then of course I had some pallets, so let's just make a pallet. And his boots, he always cut his rubber boots off the ankle, so. To his detriment, one day when he went in the woodshed and he came out screaming, there was a porcupine in there. And of course he didn't have the protection, and all from here up he was quills. Welcome to one of my playhouses.
Wow.
Oh my god.
So this is like all the beach house.
Amazing.
Hand painted the floor on probably the soggiest summer ever with the humidity, with my ass hanging out the door. The neighbors probably thought, what are you doing? None of my painter's tape would stick, so it was like paint by number. Old family furniture, my dad's hand-hewn logs with the saw cuts on them. Painted, primed white, painted darker, painted white, sanded. They were all over the driveway when I was doing them, okay? Then I wanted the loft. And there's something cool up in the loft. Just hang on. This is for everybody, but especially my grandchildren here. Are you ready? Are you ready? There you go. Kitchen cupboards look like the fur one. And if it wasn't the white arborite, it was bright yellow, but the chrome around everything, So I kept this one because when I do the basement, it'll probably be part of my laundry or whatever. This table, drove by it for years in a farmer's field and just thought it was like wood. Finally stopped in one day and I said to the lady, "What? I think it's an old table, and it's hand milled, like it's lumber. They made lumber. The little thing comes out so that Anyway, brought that home. Garage sale finds. There was an uncle that had a grocery store, so when he died, there was a lot, and he did the signs, So the bologna.
Oh, there's your.
Yeah, there's my lakeside
sign.
inspiration from beer cans. A lot of my signs. This was my very first pick in our neighbor's back field. I could see this thing, and I had to go get it. And Ogilvy's had flour mills all across Canada, but there was one in Fort William, Thunder Bay too. So it had a few bullet holes. This was from the church that I grew up in. So you'll see the hymnal things that went behind the pews. My great-grandfather built all the pews, and I had a bunch, and why I sold them, I have no idea, okay? And these were in the dumpster when they, made it the church modern, whatever, I hauled them out. This is, well, it was making apple cider, but I make wine in that one. And we always made like our own homemade root beer and everything. That's the capper there that you put your caps on the bottles with.
My dad has one.
Yeah. My mom found a picture for my 40th birthday. He made me that. But leaded windows with the crisscrosses. I got a big one that'll go on the back. That bathtub is all I have to work with, but it'll be clad in wood, and it goes in here, okay, instead of a clawfoot. And then I'll do the water barrel, solar, heated in, pull the blinds, and nobody come in here because the queen's having a bath. I didn't have a pattern for that, and it's like, holy crap, it worked. So that's only like 9 something wide, right? So the middle one's up. So I get it up there. I've got one ladder, and then I teeter the other one up, and it's like, oh crap, now I have to cut like 6 inches off both sides, but I don't want to take this down because I've kind of toenailed it, right? So I'm up there with a reciprocating saw on the ladder, and I'm like laughing my head off, right? Anyway, it worked. I lived. Am I going to be on the intranet? My grandson goes,